It's now time for my Ardacon review. Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel SCF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andreas Norwegian Viking and Ardacon just happened. So I wanted to sit down after I gathered my thoughts, had a sleep and did my work thing and basically talk about what an experience Ardacon is. So for those that were there, thank you so much for an incredible experience. I think it goes without saying that this might be, in my opinion, the best tournament in the UK I've been to. So obviously it's my opinion, and it's obviously the biggest ever Lord of the Rings / Hobbit SPG / Middle Earth SPG tournament there has ever been in the history of the world. What an amazing thought is that under a single roof, over 210 players from 23 different nations, 90 something, 80 something doubles partners. It's just it's a sea of humanity, and if you weren't there, the hall is big. It is quite big, even with the room empty. Shouting across the hall. So I was putting up tables on the Thursday and shouting to James, who on the stage from the other side of the hall. You can basically just hear each other. Had to walk all over, and that took some time actually. It's a big hall. And we nearly didn't fit everyone in. It's that mass of humanity. So right, so I'll start off breaking this down in a couple of parts. So first off, the road to Ardacon. So obviously I have been following the road for Ardacon for quite some time, and this is my review. So this is not an unbiased review, it's my personal opinions on how everything is. And as the media partner of Ardacon, SCF Wargaming Studio does the coverage for Ardacon before and during and also after. So and hopefully we'll get to continue that partnership, because obviously it's quite cool to be able to cover the biggest event in several ways. So and I'm also the international coordinator, so I talk to all the captains of the different teams from all across the world, so not the UK and Ireland bunch, but the rest of them. And so that's Santi from Spain, and it's all of these different people from all across the world. Basically getting them the information they need to then inform the rest of their teammates properly. So obviously with James opening a new gym and Ardacon being a huge amount of work, it's a much bigger project now than when James originally started this project back in 2016, well 15. So yeah, I think went well. So what we did is we had an allocation of tickets. We said 228 people, that's the absolute maximum of people we can fit into that hall playing on a 4x4 table. So, so we allocated a number of tickets for the international people, number of tickets for the domestic people, and then to give the longest time for the international players to basically arrange their vacations. I think we started the pre-order in early December, late November, something like that. And the international allocation nearly sold out. I think 100 tickets went by like that. And after that, the domestic tickets also went on pre-sale. I think in total there was about 50 tickets left when the general sale started. So obviously from a commercial success, and I'll get onto that a bit later, is that Ardacon was happening for sure. So in previous Ardacons there has been struggles with the venue having a high cost, players cancelling and not showing up, and stuff like that. That's literally, since James did this as a private person, that took money out of his pockets. And something I personally don't like to see happening is people losing out on trying to create this really wonderful thing for people. So with the pre-order and with everything else, that secured it financially with a non-refundable £20 portion of that ticket being non-refundable after a certain point. And that basically pays the venue and a lot of other things. Well, barely pays the venue, I think. The venue is a lot. But that makes it so that if everyone says, no, I'm not coming to Ardacon this year, at least James won't be out of pocket for the venue by much. So the whole escalation towards the event itself was very good. Obviously James had a lot to do, but we were a larger team. I think we were 11 at the maximum, helping out James in various roles. We had procurement, we had talking to vendors, we had dealing with technical things for letting people in, we had people planning out the website. So Andrew Cox did an amazing job with the website and all the cool things that can happen. We had referees checking lists. Everyone played their part perfectly, and that's one of the things I think that the whole thing went off without a hitch. But again, we'll get to that. So, and after that, it's basically trying to answer questions and make sure that people do whatever they want inside the deadline, whatever they need to do inside the deadline, rather. So I think that we can do better. We can do more cool stuff. So one of the things I would like to see is the tournament pack. So the whole events pack came out late. Reason for that is there was a holdout on people committing to certain time slots or committing to certain things, and James wanted to be, since this is a convention, we need to have everything in one place, and I totally agree with that. But since the biggest part of the convention is a tournament, I would like to see a tournament pack being revealed early on, like when the ticket sales starts, because then people know what they're committing to, they know the time schedule for the actual tournament. And I think we all want an Ardacon 2019. I think this is a fantastic thing, so let's keep it going. So that's it's probably the main point I want to make in the preparation phase is we need to have more structure on the information, written information out to the people, because I was given lots of information to divulge through my Ardacon News Weekly episodes, and obviously if that's not written down somewhere, that's a bit bad, because not everyone watches these shows, and I'm well aware of that. And obviously we have more subscribers than ever, people watch our videos more and more, but obviously we can't reach everyone with a YouTube video, and not everyone understands English perfectly. So a written form is much better. So let's have it in both mediums. I can make videos explaining things and giving my perspective on things, and then of course we'll have it written down as well, so there's no contention at all in there. So that sounds good for me, and I think that's something we would like to achieve in the future. Right, so the event started for me on Wednesday. Me and Tufar went to Manchester by plane after work on Wednesday. We stayed at the Premier Inn just across the road from the Element Games, Went to Element on the Thursday night, ran into Sam Page, lovely, lovely thing, had a chat, and then too far bought some paints and brushes because he still hadn't finished his army. Then yeah, we had a curry and a nice sleep, and then things started. So got to the venue at 10 AM. Well, no, we were late because we missed we started walking to the train station, and we missed the exit. So we walked from Premier into Stockport bus station, I think, and then we took the 192, which I'm told is a very bad thing. I was told not to take the 192, but that was after we took it to the venue and back again on the Monday. So yeah, that failed. Yeah. So obviously, I'm a proper, what's it called, mank? Because I took the 192. I don't think half the people watching this video will understand that. I don't even understand it properly. But yeah, that's what I was told by Steve Crow. So came to the venue and we started rigging. So what we wanted to do is have a uniform table format, in part. So there was a very uniformity across the whole table. So you had 3 different mats. You had the green mats, you had the dark mats, and then you had the tundra mats. And there was a uniform to where the terrain was placed, and there was the same kind of terrain across the whole board. And then as you get further and further back, the lower table numbers had more terrain on them, because obviously you need, there is a finite budget for terrain. Obviously Games Workshop helped out with getting some pre-painted terrain over for some of the tables. I think that covered about 40 something of the 110 table setup, but the rest of it was painstakingly painted and washed and done to a nice tournament standard by the whole team, bar me because I'm in Norway, and Andrew who's in Bulgaria. So I felt bad I couldn't help out with painting terrain. Obviously don't have the room in my luggage to carry a lot of terrain with me. So so I was much more supporting in the team chats and stuff like that instead. But Ardacon now has enough terrain to fill half the tables needed for a full 228 tournament event. So for next Ardacon, obviously to fill that remaining slot of terrain would be very, very nice indeed. And then Ardacon will be self-sustained for terrain for that size of terrain. Obviously if Ardacon grows, that terrain bank will need to improve as well, but this is I think this is a process that has to go on for a few years. So obviously huge thanks to Games Workshop and Forge for providing pre-painted terrain, and we now have a lot of terrain that we can build on and get more stuff painted for next year. So because Ardacon wants to be self-sustained, like we want to be able to just put down an event and that's it. So obviously getting our own mats at one point, stuff like that will also be a thing I think could be cool to happen. And with the support of Ardacon and the massive turnaround, this could pretty much become a very, very premier event. With the self-sustained terrain bank, everything is nicely done, and we can improve on that as well, bringing more cool terrain as it is. So yeah, on the Thursday evening people started showing up, people from all across the world started showing up, and obviously Boisterous Mirth happens, and yeah, it's the most wonderful thing. And this is something I have explained to people over and over again, and I think this is an incredible thing. The fact that we all, not just me, but we all talk to people on the Great British Hobbit League and other various Middle-earth forums across the world, through One Ring, through Facebook, through stuff like that, messaging people, trade groups, stuff like that. We start to know each other, right? we start to establish a connection with other people across the world. Fantastic, couldn't be better. But when you meet them for the first time, I've spoken to people for 4 or 5 years on the internet, and I finally meet them, and it's like meeting an old friend you haven't seen in a couple of years. It's not like, oh, this is awkward. It's like, it's a celebration. It is getting people together and just having a fantastic time. People from all across the world, different nationalities, different religions, different political views, different genders, different everything. So it is fantastic, and everyone has this one perfect thing in common, which is our game, and everything else, contention and different political views and religions, everything is just dropped to the wayside for this one very, very fantastic thing. And to not get totally political and really dreamy, but if that's something that could happen across the world, it would be a more peaceful place, wouldn't it? If everyone played SPG, it would be a more peaceful place. But yeah, that's by the by. Alright, so Friday morning, woke up very early, had a big breakfast, trying to follow my tips. If you haven't watched my How to Survive a Big Tournament video, it's in our channel, and yeah, I tried to follow my own rules, but I didn't manage to do it all. But so I was pretty knackered by the end of Friday. But yeah, so people were let into the hall at 9. I was designated the bouncer for the Forgel stand. I think me and Andrew was beard typecasted to be big burly men keeping people in line. So you basically had a line going all the way into the doorway for the Forgel stand, because obviously these 2 boxes were on pre-order, or pre-release even, so you could get them with you and enjoy new toys. So so yeah, that was the thing that happened. I was given I think it was a large Ardacon Events PK. I'm not a large. I'm at best an XL. I'll fit good in an XXL. So I was like, because everything is crushed in. So that was really fun. So yeah, people were let in. 5, 6, 7 people at the time into the Forgel stand, browsing and buying stuff. People were hanging around Firestorm Games, looking at and talking to the Rotterdam White Scars, and then slowly but surely filing into the venue. And I think everything went pretty well with that. From my point of view and what I saw, I didn't see any particular problems. We could maybe try to get the hotel some of these lockers so that there's no you know that the Forgel stand will, and the Games Group stand is limited to a certain amount of people, because people were walking across. Me and Andrew didn't do our job perfectly, obviously. So, so yeah, but that's one of the things. I think the venue event started roughly on time as well, with Chaos in Arda. So with a new deck, professionally made deck by Devin. The new deck looks fantastic. If you want to try to get yourself that, try contacting Devin Moreno or at the DCHL, and you'll get a fantastic deck of cards. Because there's a reason why Chaos in Arda is first. There's a reason why it's dead first, and that's because Chaos in Arda is a beautiful icebreaker. You get 2 to 3 people you've never played before. Well, hopefully never played before, because of the large amount of people, and you sling dice and have a wonderful time laughing all the way, because the card system for the objectives is a wonderful mechanic. It doesn't matter if you take a filthy army or a good army. You're not supposed to take a filthy army, obviously, but or you just take something fun. The the deck of cards will make it so that this is a fantastic, fun slog. I won my table 15 points. I played, let's see, I have my notes here. So we had Adam Garnett who played Mordor. I think he had the, loads of Morannons. He had the Knight of Umbar. Yeah, Knight of Umbar, loads of Morannons, and a Troll Chieftain. Trevor. He was called Trevor, I think. We also had Cameron Bell, who played Isengard. So he had an all-hero Isengard list. So it was Sharku on Warg, it was Thryden on Horse, you had Mauher, Lurtz, and Rashku. So we all came in different places using the Maelstrom battle system, and yeah, it was perfectly fun. I had my army was Aragorn, Strider on Horse with Anduril. I think there's bow in there, but no armor. We had Bilbo, no ring, the ring, but no Mithril Coat and Sting. We had Sam, we had Merry Pippin, and Bill the Pony. And I think Bill the Pony scored me 3 or 4 objective points, and I won that game because of the most fluffy army vote. I won that game 15-11 over Cameron. Cameron came in second with 11 points, so quite good. It was very, very fun, and I can recommend this game, version of playing the game, to absolutely everyone. This should be like the, in my view, the perfect opener to a tournament. So have it the day before when people arrive on the morning, just have it then, because it'll get people enthused. Then people could hand their armies into the Rotten White Scars, so I think that was handled beautifully. Maybe make printed receipts next time for your armies. And yeah, I very sad to say that we didn't get the Chaos and Art Award ceremony filmed, because I totally missed that. That's my fault for doing the media coverage on Ardacon. Yeah, so if you didn't know, we filmed one game of every single round. By some odd thing, game number 1 or 2 other doubles is not in the YouTube because it was lost somehow. I'm not completely sure that what happened. We filmed lots of other stuff as well. And yeah, people got swag bags, so you can see my swag bag review on the channel. There was a couple of business cards in there. You had Generation Shift had a business card with a base stuck on. You had some a measuring widget and some knock prone and cavalry charge markers made by Element Games. Had of course the nasty Freddo in there. Some people like it, I don't. You had Element Games Suite. You had Ardacon dice, and yeah. Oh, of course, for the full contents, go watch the swag bag unboxing. It's on the channel in the Ardacon playlist. So so that takes us into doubles, and I partnered with Too Far, who had painstakingly painted his Eastlings while we were not Eastlings, Dolamroth, while we were setting up the venue. So Too Far had 2 captains of Dolamroth on horse with full kit. He had 4 Knights of Dolamroth on horse with full kit. He had 10 Foot Knights and 4 Blackroot Vale Archers. I had Gandalf the Grey on cart. I had Legolas with Elven Cloak armor on horse, and I had Sam with Elven Cloak. So yeah, so the doubles. Firstly, we played Geron and Janna from the Rotterdam White Scars in a game of domination. So they had eagles, that was at least 2 Great Eagles and Gwaihir with Gon and some Boses, and Legolas was there with Elven Cloak on foot. and what else was there? Was there a bunch of elves? Yeah, there was an army, and of course a big fight happened in a ruin, and it was just loads of fun. And yeah, we managed to get multiple objectives. John was out Frodo, Aragorn, Legolas, and Frodo. Aragorn on horse, very similar to mine. So yeah, we managed to trap Aragorn and kill him. We had the Great Eagles inside a ruin, slugging out with the Dol-Amrothians. We had Legolas, my Legolas, going across and shooting some voters who were not in cover, using my movement allowance for that. And yeah, it was just a great fun, and we managed to pull off with a 9-3 victory for me and Tufar. Next up, we played Seize the Prize against two lovely gentlemen. It was Matt Hamill and Martin Metcalf from the Team Ireland camp. We also managed to win that, and that was Seize the Prize. So obviously they had a Goblin town and Moria Goblin alliance. There was 2 shamans, Groblog, or Durbers. I played multiple goblins. Goblin King, Grinner, Scribe, loads of goblins all over the place. And yeah, Dol-Amroth charged. We broke them, and we took the prize because we had faster movement onto the prize and ran off with it. It was very, very close. So that was a 5-2 victory for me and Tufar. Really, really close and really nice game. Lovely gentlemen all around, and I think I'll say that a bunch during this this review. And then we had Contest of Champions against Adam and Mike. This is the one I can't really remember because I was really, really tired. And my handwriting is also pretty bad because I was so tired. And it was in Contest of Champions. Obviously we had low numbers, they had quite high numbers. They played a Hobbit army plus Arnor, so it was Arvidui and Gandalf, who was the generals for that game, slugging it out in the middle, and it was just like big line of hundreds of models in my view. And yeah, we managed a 1-5 loss. Reason for that is that we wounded Arvidui, but that was it. I wounded Arvidui with Gandalf, and that was absolutely it. Nothing more. So yeah, but it was a great game. From what I remember, it was a fantastic game, and nice opponents. And yeah, we went then to the seminar. SPG Magazine had a seminar for their issue 7. This magazine, lovely magazine. We filmed that. The full coverage on that is available on the channel, and that was just fantastic to see the process and hear Damien, Tom, and Tim speak. It was just beautiful. To see the amount of work going into this is lovely. So so yeah, that took about roughly an hour, and then beers happened. So yeah, that was the Friday. Tufar went to bed early. I went after, and had less sleep than him. So big breakfast morning after, and then World Team Championships. So Team Norway was separated into 2 camps. It was Team Fun and Team Fight. Team Fun had 5 members and Team Fight had 4 members. So on Team Fight it was Marius, Sebastian Grzeziak, Jorgen and Snorre. On Team Fun you had me, you had Tufar, you had Magnus and Nikolai, and you had nils. And there was some strong lists on both teams, but obviously I think both Nils and Sebastian, who I think had the most competitive lists, decided to take it as a learning experience, because with so many people from so many different competitive clubs all across the world, it is hard to make your stand. But yeah, I haven't written down their results. I've written down mine, but and I haven't seen the total tally, but I do think Team Norway ended quite low in the brackets, both teams so far, but it was great fun, great team spirit, and we just had lovely matches. And that was the thing I heard most, is that throughout the entire event, throughout the absolute entire event, I talk to people and I hear from people, I haven't had a bad game, I just played nice people. And that is fantastic. That's just what Ardacon needs to be. And because of the Swiss format of the tournament, you play your first game, and then depending on, so obviously in a Swiss ranked tournament and with a random draw, most likely competitive players will win their first game, and most likely non-competitive players will lose. And so you have most of the non-competitive players are then playing each other for the rest of the tournament, and competitive players are playing each other for the rest of the tournament. And that's just lovely. So for the first round, it was it was the Fog of War scenario. We haven't written down the scenario, so I'll try to remember. I played Sean McGee from Team Ireland on table 87. And that was just a fantastic game. So what I do with all tournaments I attend is that I have an STF dice. Merch are available. And I give them to them before the game for me having the privilege to play them. And they can use it or they cannot. Their choice. But Sean did decide to use that. So I'm deploying as a group. I have in my army Ardacon, Strider on horse with Anduril and a bow. Then I have Legolas on horse with bow and armor, and then I have Gimli, Boromir on horse, and Gandalf the Grey on horse. That's my army. And first turn, declare a heroic march with Ardacon, heroic channel with Gandalf, get my blinding light up. He played an Iron Hills army, so he had Dane, captain on goat, captain with ballista, and just loads of Iron Hills, and 30 plus 4 extra goats, and yeah, it was just absolutely fantastic. Ended 8-9 to him, and in the first turn he shot the Iron Hills ballista onto Boromir, needing 6 to hit. Hits. STF 6. Needing a 6 on the scatter shard, so I don't put it on Legolas. Hits with natural 6. And then rolls a 6 to wound. Boromir is dead. Both Legolas and Gimli are off their horses. Ardacon, Gimli and Legolas are off their horses, knocked prone. Fantastic. It was just the beautiful start to an event, and I managed to just nearly scratch that victory, and it was just a beautiful game. Fantastically played by Sean, and really nice opponent. So next game we had me playing Robin Pronk in To the Death? Yeah, To the Death, I think. On table number 60. So since I had a narrow loss, I'm placed in the middle of the tables. And yeah, so in the first round I did my oath, Mighty Champion, and I scored that oath. In the second game my oath was No Quarter Given, and I did not make that one. So I got 3 VPs and he got 10, and it was just an absolute slaughter. I slaughtered 30 of his hobbits, and so he had hobbits, sheriffs, archers, regular hobbits, Gandalf Grey, and loads of other characters, Banderbras and Merry, Pippin on ponies, Frodo, Sam, all the heroes, Lobelia was in there, I think, Fatty Bolger, I think, as well. Just loads of models, and yeah, they slaughter, but the sheer amount of models and the sheer amount of might took me down in the end. And he had Gwyer as well, taking down Ardacon actually. So that was a really nice game. Ended 3-10 to Robin, so I'm on 2 losses so far and I'm having a blast. Wonderful opponent again, really nice. Then I played, for the 3rd game, I played Danny Klosterman from the Rotterdam White Scars. And that was in Contest of Champions? No, Lord's Battle. So, in Lord's Battle, on table 85. So, nearly where I started again, and I had the whole oath was cut the head of the snake to kill every single character there is. So you had Grima, Saruman, Lurtz, Shaman, Captain, and just loads of Uruks, both shields, pikes, and crossbows. So classic Uruk army. And at this point, I was thinking to myself, I should really try to win the game. I wanted 1 victory. So I went guerrilla tacticking all across the table, ran away from Grima and started just sorcerers blasting, shooting. So first turn I took out his banner with a lucky shot from Legolas, using the pinpoint strike. Next turn I think we took a wound on the Shaman with Aragorn calling a heroic accuracy and Legolas and him shooting at him. It was just fun. Blasting all the way. I'm not sure if Danny thought it was as fun, because in the end he managed 0 wounds on my models. 0 wounds, 0 fate, 0 horses dead. I took out his entire army, sniping out heroes, hero combating into heroes, using all my might, getting some back because of the stipulation of the scenario. I didn't lose a single model. So that was a 12-0 victory for me, and another oath scored. And for the last game of the evening, it was Reconnoiter against Kasper Frodalok from Team Denmark. This was the best recon game I've ever played. Best recon game ever. Playing the characters of the Fellowship as they are. Boromir charging headlong in, one-shotting Halbrand on horse. He had Halbrand on horse, he had Eladan Elrohir. He had loads of Arnor Rangers. He had not Círdan, but Gildor with Noldorin Exiles. And yeah, in recon with 5 models, it's not easy to scratch off a victory there. So it just became me trying to take out as many models as I could, trying to break him quickly, trying to take out his leader quickly, and yeah, probably getting some models off. So my hope was that I would break him, kill his leader without taking lead loss myself, and take him down to so that he couldn't get more than 11 models off the table, because then I would have scored a 6-5 victory. But in the end, sadly, it ended 5-7. No, it couldn't be 6 victory. It could be 5-5 draw then. Yes, I had to do something, I don't remember. But he got more models off than me, 3 times as more models off as me. I got models off as well, because only Boromir died, and none of us were 25%ed ever, so Gandalf could just run around in circles across the board. He started harassing harassing the remaining models that was leaving the board after he was broken. He had one ranger there, having standfast. But yeah, it was just fantastic, just slaughtering his heroes, and then the rest of them went down. Very, very cool game against Casper. So thank you, Casper, for that game. So yeah, after the game there was a Q&A with, well, a seminar and Q&A with Jay from the Middle-earth team, explaining the future of SPG. And if you haven't seen my recap of that, it's available on the channel. And so much wonderful things for the future of this game. After what I've seen now and what I heard then, this is by far so promising. We have a launch party coming up here at the studio on the 1st. So many players, so many new and old players are coming back. It is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. After that, I went to film my video on that. They had a quiz, which was fantastic fun, as always, from what I hear. And then I blame the Utrecht guys from Holland for getting me absolutely blasted. So I had a rough night, a rough morning, but I started with a game against Dave Jones, who played Azog's Legion. So he had Azog on Warg with flail and armor, beautifully converted. He had a big troll with scything things. He had 2 ogres, 6 berserkers, and a Gundabad captain with a warband of Gundabats. This was in Taken Hold, so Maelstrom of Battle. He was very unlucky with the placing of his orcs, so I put them behind a tree further down the board. I got on the side of Azog and his warband. He deployed first, then I deployed second. And yeah, I took out Azog's warband, took out Azog, took out everything there, and then went into the middle and tried to kill models so that he couldn't get more models than me in the center, and managed to kill them down to an orc. Very, very brutal game, and I feel very sorry for Dave. Same again as with Danny. I feel that, like I said to other people, after a game like that, because I only lost a fate point on, or 2 fate points on Gandalf, and that was it. So my cautious commander oath didn't go through. Damn it. I was just picking oaths randomly at that point, because I wasn't really trying to get them. And this was on table 74, by the way. So yeah, I won that one 12-0. I felt like I needed to get him a drink, so I did that. It was early in the day, so he had a Coke. But yeah, it was a good game. It was, and again, a very nice opponent. What I could say about every single one of these games. So finally, we had the last of my games of the whole weekend, and that was against Borja from Team Spain. And this was the best game of the entire event. What a wonderful way to close down the event on. It was seize the storm the camp. He had Dark Marshal with some Morgul, well, some Black Numenorians, Cave Troll, Groblog, Durbers, Shaman, loads of goblins, Gundabad Black Shields, Marauders, stuff like that. It was just a huge army of heroes and stuff. And yeah, I just ran headlong in, charging and doing stuff, and yeah, that worked. That worked perfectly. He got So I broke him, and at that point he had, using all of Durba's might, to march a bunch of goblins into the other camp. I think he had calculated so that he would have more models than me in the camp if they reached there, but the game ended before that happened. So yeah, I had more models than, well, that doesn't matter really, because yeah, I either have it or not. But I took out his leader. Did we calculate this wrong? We might have, because I took out his leader. I broke him, and I seized his camp, and he seized mine. We might have done that wrong. Oh well, so on the score sheet it says 6-3. I had a Master's Ambush. I couldn't make that because I have 5 models. So yeah, played on table 54, and it was just his spirit. Boya was just a great guy. All around great guy. We had so much fun just playing the characters and just teasing each other and having a beautiful time. Just a huge laugh the entire game. Team Spain, of course, won the most sporting team, and I think that is fully justified, because this team, so nice guys. Not everyone fluent in English, but with the way body language is, you could just feel that they're wonderful persons, all of them, and just, yeah, fantastic. And this is what Ardacon is about. Getting an international team in was just fantastic people, and yeah, having a wonderful blast. And when they won their most sporting team award, you could just, I'm getting emotional now, you could just feel that they were so happy. And yeah, that is fantastic for Ardacon. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. Yeah, just that team spirit and that just mentality of why you're there. You are there playing games, having fun against people from all across the world. And that ended the tournament for me. So went into the championship round, which was of course streamed live on STF Wargaming Studio, and that was the 2 best players in the world. Jay Clare, writer of our game, against Kylie Nova from Team Australia, and I was rooting for her. I was rooting for her so much, because not because of Jay. Jay is a wonderful player. He's a fantastic player. He knows every dirty trick in the book. He can be very competitive, but he's never a unsportsmanlike player. I've played him, and he's a wonderful person, and he plays competitively. Of course he does. It's a tournament. But yeah, Kylie played a very different army. She played Ardacon with Halbrad, and just loads and loads of cool. She had 22 might, I think, in the army, and it ended up being Contest of Champions, and she did a gamble that didn't pay off, so the match was over in 45 minutes. I think the total stream time of that match is 45 minutes or so. Yeah, sadly she didn't pull it off. I think it would have been fantastic to crown a new queen at Ardacon, and just have one of the persons travelling the furthest to Ardacon winning the whole event. But fantastic job anyway, on getting so close, and totally well deserving of the second place crown for Ardacon 2018. People hung around, chatted to very many lovely people throughout the ensuing evening. Victory celebration went on, a long victory celebration, because there were so many prizes to get out. Most putting player, most putting team, top 3 international teams, top 3 domestic teams, top 3 teams overall, top 3 players, painting awards to give out, top 1 and 2 of each of the 9 factions. Don't know how that's going to work now that that there are so many that they're not divided into books anymore. So yeah, I'm very interested to see how this turns into next year, what we do with the faction leaders and stuff like that. But yeah, just amazing. There was a raffle, of course, for the charity, and with a nice replica of Boromir's sword as the prize. I think also that was handed back from a previous winner. So yeah, that was absolutely wonderful. I really hope that the charity made a lot of money from this event, because that's so nice. So nice indeed. Won't talk more about that because I'll get emotional and cry a bit. but yeah. Went on to get a lovely steak dinner with about 3 dozen people, and I have to commend that waiter, because he remembered every single one of our orders, and I hadn't eaten like properly. I've forgotten to eat, I've forgotten to drink, so I was totally knackered, but I was so hungry. So hungry. Not that the food at the venue was bad, I'll come on to that, but I got to eat a bit, but I just forget to eat, because there's so many people to talk to and so little time between game rounds and stuff like that. I had a 1.2 kilo tomahawk steak, and I was so happy. It was so beautifully cooked, so absolutely amazing. It's the Blackport restaurant. That's, if you go out the lobby, it's just right and right. Fantastic food. Fantastic food. We had I braided Josh from Team America's beard. We had a few drinks, a few laughs, and then we carried on back to the hotel bar. It was just fantastic. I was invited out to watch SummerSlam, some wrestling with the Scottish guys and Jay, but was really tired, so I didn't fancy staying up until 5 in the morning, or 6 even. So that was the event. In total, we had breakfast the morning after. Me and Tufar went to Element Games to have a tiny day with Jay Finnegan and Steve Crow, and then we went into the airport. And yeah, I got home about 2 in the morning on Monday, had to go to work at 8 morning after, so reason why this is late. But yeah, so I think the hashtag smooth carries on. I think all in all this event was massively run. It was very little hiccups. There was slight delay at some points, but we then carried on, so yeah, it just ran so smooth. Painting competition was wonderfully done by the Rotterdam Whites guys. Sorry, I haven't had a good night's sleep since Ardacon, since before Ardacon even. So yeah, I just think this was a fantastically run event, and hopefully I can apply my trade as the international coordinator again. Hopefully the channel will be able to partner up with Ardacon again to provide much better streams. Oh boy, do I have plans for the streams next year. So hopefully, knock on wood, that will happen to give you even better coverage for next year. So yeah, right, so let's get down to a couple of things. So venues, we had, well, not venues, vendors. So we had Forge World, we had Firestorm Games, not Firestorm, oh Jesus, Rebel Games was there. We had, of course, SPG Magazine was there. We had the Galactic Knights was there. and of course the lovely Matt Davies of Generation Shift. See the interview I did with him at the Ardacon weekend. Shame I didn't get to do more player interviews and vendor interviews. That's a big shame. I would love to be able to do that, but there was just no time, and of course people when they're off their games need to be able to do something else. But yeah, the Forge stand was run by Sam Jeffries and a lovely lady. I can't for the life of me remember the name of her, and I'm sorry. She was so absolutely lovely, and yeah, they seem to sell out of these guys and everything with that. So and of course the other one as well had the content of the new box on display, and people were clamoring to just feel the weight of the box. Matt Davis was there with his new design, so the rolling fields. Hopefully he did well, because I really like to support Matt Davies because he's a wonderful guy and does great stuff. Rebel, is it Rebel Base Gaming? I think it is. Had a fantastic stand. Hopefully people bought lots of stuff for them, so that it was profitable for them to be there as well. And Galactic Knights. Galactic Knights, oh man, they do a wonderful job. Their costumers doing characters from the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. And there's an Uruk-hai. There's an Uruk-hai in there, and that Uruk-hai is just the coolest ever. Their armor is fantastic. They have loads of all the cool characters, and there's a bunch of them. Like there was a Fountain Court Guard, which lovely like armor is fantastic. But the Uruk-hai, oh man, I wanted to try to like have fun with this. So for the first part of the Saturday, I was a bit afraid. I was just, oh, there's an Uruk-hai there, and just start running off. And then after a while, I took out an SDF dice and gave to the Uruk, and this is for you. This is for Mordor, for Saruman. It's like, ooh. And we had a fist bump. Little did I recognise that the orc had spiked gauntlet, so it hurt a bit, but that was fine. And for the rest of the event, we just fist bumped and went like this. It was just fantastic. This sort of thing makes Ardacon go from a tournament to a convention. It's just creating life. The Uruk went around asking kids if they were hobbits, and when they say no, are you sure you're not a hobbit? Evan was complimented from Canada, was complimented for not having a dwarf beard. It's just fantastic. Just the greatest thing. So yeah, I really love that. Alright, so yeah, all in all, fantastic event. Hope everyone comes to Ardacon 2019 next year. I'm pretty sure there will be one. More details on that, follow the channel. I will of course announce soon as I have more information regarding that. If I'm allowed to do the media coverage again, which I hopefully am. So yeah, that's it for this review. High marks. I think everyone who was there had a stellar time, and yeah, if you weren't there and you missed out, I hope you will be able to make it next year, because it is, as I said, it is a must-attend event for me. I cannot not go to Ardacon. Double negative, so it's a positive. I must go to Ardacon. Yeah, so thank you for bearing with me for rambling on an hour about Ardacon. I think this is a great event that should be supported forever. So bringing people from all the nations across the world. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, I've been Andreas Norwegian Viking, and this was my review of Ardacon. Please comment, like, share and subscribe, and do consider supporting SDF on Patreon using the link in the description below, as it is a fantastic way for you to support us and our efforts here on the channel, giving us the monetary means to expand, improve and do more cool stuff for you each and every day of the week. So if that's at all interesting for you, please click the link in the description below and it'll take you to our Patreon page. But more importantly, support your hobby.